Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the Frog at Yarns Knitting Podcast. My name is Tasha and I am, along with my husband, we are the dyers and humans and drivers behind Frog at Yarns, hand-dyed yarns, and mobile yarn truck. So we have a mobile unit that we bring to festivals and bring all of our yarns to you to see in person. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so happy that you're joining me again this week. Right off the start, I wanted to share my new mug. I shared it on our Instagram on Wednesday when it came, but if you haven't seen it, I want to share. This is a custom book mug by one of my favorite potters, Mudslinging Pottery. And I ordered this, I think, either right after Christmas or right after the New Year. I knew it was going to be a long wait, which was absolutely fine. But once you order it, you send her a list of, I think, up to 20 of your favorite books. So I've got The Hobbit, I've got Fourth Wing, and then there is hot tea in here, so I'm trying to be careful. There's even a basket of yarn, some plants. I even managed to get a copy of Poe on there. My husband is distantly related to Edgar Allan Poe. This comfy chair. So this book mug is just absolutely stunning. When we opened it, I had no words. It's just stunning. It's all I've been using to drink my tea since I got it because I just love it so much. There's no words. Mudslinging Pottery, I think she still has a pre-order slot open for these if you're interested. Otherwise, she does do regular pottery drops. Follow her on Instagram. She's Mudslinging Pottery, and sign up for her newsletter because that is how you'll know what's coming and when. So that was just my new mug. I just wanted to share because I'm absolutely in love with it. So let's start off first with a finished object because I'm already getting warm, so I'm going to have to take it off. I'll be honest, I had a nice crisp white button down on underneath of this, and it lasted 5 minutes. So I'm just too warm for that stuff. So we got in a new sample. Let's see if I can. I'm just wearing it over a t-shirt because I'm too warm. This is the Cherry Rumble Vest by Thea Colman. And I did not finish this. Our lovely sample knitter Trisha finished this for us, made this for us. This is our Rambouillet DK, our 100% American non-superwash Rambouillet in the color Crimson. And it's got just this beautiful, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's like a texture. And then it's got some really pretty lace at the bottom. Yeah, it came and I wanted to wear it and look so nice, but in the end, it's just a t-shirt. So that's that. That'll be in the trailer. I think it took a little less than 3 skeins, which is great. And I absolutely love it. So we're going to pause. Okay, that's better. Plus then I can show you my cute Knitting Frog t-shirt with his knitting and his stack of books under his mushrooms. Love that too. Anyway, so that's the only FO that I have. And like I said, I didn't even finish it. I had it made because that is sometimes what you have to do when you need a lot of samples at once. And with bringing in 4 new bases, I needed a lot of samples. So let's move on to whips. And we'll start with, I realized I was never showing you my bags. So this is a Joji Co bag. I think this is the Cubo bag. And this is holding the Traveler Cowl that I'm also making in our Rambouillet DK. I think I was way down here last week. I know it wasn't very big, and now I am up here. So it goes this way, pretty sure. I'm on the side, or I'm on the section where you're making this straight bit. But anyway, this is again, our Rambouillet DK. This is the color Cranberry Bog. And this is the Traveler Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And I've got my little smutty book progress keeper. So that's coming along nicely. I try to do a 10-row repeat every day on that. And it's going pretty quickly. I've also been working on my Almue shawl, and that is living in this beautiful plant bag by Twisted Yarn and Fiber. So I've added, I just finished this terracotta color. And so now I will add the 4 rows of the orange before I move into mochaccino. So that's coming along nicely as well. And then the only other whip I have is living in this cute little winter house bag by Squirrel Fibers. And I started my February Christmas socks. So last week I opened up the bag and we pulled out the yarn. And so they are started. I did not know this was self-striping. So that was a fun surprise. I've got a cute little Valentine's stitch marker on there. And just as a reminder, this is from Holly Press Fibers, and she is still dyeing yarn. I linked her last week, so I'll link her again this week. And this is called North Pole Flurry. And this is an 80 superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I don't think I even looked at that. That's why it feels so soft. But anyway, I'm loving those. I love that it's self-striping. I was not expecting that. I did not know that, or if I did, I didn't remember. So that's all my whips. There's been no new cast-ons because I'm trying to get through the whips. So we will move into shop news. Because February is a short month, our Lilypad club, so our monthly yarn club, usually works and has worked for the last 4 years, where on the 15th of every month, pre-orders open and they close on the last day. So either the 30th or the 31st. Well, February is shorter. So for February this year, what we've decided to do is put the pre-orders, open the pre-orders a few days early. So pre-orders for March's club color will open on February 12th and close on the 28th. That's the pre-order. That's when you can order the yarn. So let me show you the book that we were inspired by for February. It's going to be hard because this is foiled. This is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. It's really hard to see. There's just these beautiful deep teals up here. I know it looks black, but all these like watercolory blues and greens. It's a stunning edition. I love the books down the side. And then this is the book without the jacket on. It's a beautiful edition. So we even got the marbled pages. So that's our book. That's the book that we'll be reading. And this is the book that I was inspired by for the club color. So here's the palette. So this is our color palette that we'll be working with for the yarn. And you guys, so I always get an advanced copy, an advanced charm. And so this is what Kelsey has done. It's a beautiful typewriter. There's even a key. She's got the gold corners. She distressed the pages, and on the spine, she even put some of that beautiful gold filigree work. So the talent that this woman has with the tiny little key. So that's the March book charm that will be available for pre-order only through us when you pre-order March's yarn. The shops do not get these. There's just no way to coordinate that. And I only get a certain number. February's sold out. There were no extras for me to put up on the website. So just keep that in mind. If you're wanting the charm, you have to get it when you pre-order the yarn through us. And when they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, so February sold out. Everybody loved it. I love it. And so that's March's. So February 12th, pre-orders will open for the March Club color, and they'll close on the 28th. So just keep that in mind. If you're on our newsletter email list, you already know that. If not, you can sign up for that. It doesn't cost you anything. And I send a newsletter every other week, unless there's something happening in between. And then I might send a short newsletter in that off week, just to let you know of anything upcoming. The next new thing that we introduced was our Scotland collection. So Scotland was, and I showed all of the 12 pairs last week in last week's episode. Scotland was our theme for 2024 Lilypad Club. Some of the colors didn't make it into the club. We only had 12 months, but now that we've released the collection into the trailer and onto the shop, we can add some of the colors that didn't make it. So we added, I'm not going to say this right. I have no idea if I'm saying this right. Dunfermline or Dunfermline Abbey. So this was at the end, towards the end of our trip, we visited this little town, Dunfermline or Dunfermline, and we visited this beautiful church, and all of the stonework, you know, was just these beautiful hues. And then the tonal pair for that, because every main color gets a tonal pair, and this one we've called Fresco. So in the Abbey, up on the ceiling, there were these gorgeous paintings. And in the one painting, the person was wearing a robe that, while faded, was, I could tell was this color. So we just intensified it, and it goes so good with the Abbey. I just put a post up this morning showing all of the main colors with their tonal pairings, and they're all available currently on our bisque fingering base, which is our new 100% superwash merino base, no nylon. That is the only base currently that all of the colors are on, and they're gorgeous. So that's the Scotland collection. It's available now. It's in the truck, so we'll be bringing it to the shows with us. Last thing for shop news is Love Struck. This is our Valentine's Day color. If you get the set, it comes with 3 minis. I just wanted to show this again because this will only be available through February 15th. So if you're thinking you want any of this, if you want the set or you just want a single skein, February 15th is the last day to get it. And then it's coming down off the website. I will not be doing an extended pre-order for this like we did with Christmas with my Nomies. There's just no room in the dye schedule after the 15th to dye this. So it's up now, comes down at the end of the day on February 15th because I have to move on. I have to dye all of Club for the shops. I have to dye kits for special collaborations for our show. There's no room in the dye schedule to keep it. So if you want Love Struck, get it before it goes away because I won't be bringing it back. So that's it for shop news. So let's move on to book chat. I finished a book. I finished Freyren, Volume 3. This is a manga series that I'm enjoying. It's like a cozy fantasy. It's about a mage. and all these fun little quests and side quests that she's going on. I like to read these in between fantasy books. So I had finished Onyx Storm and I was getting into our February book, and the February book is very, I feel it's, so far, it's more high fantasy. So there's a lot of world building. There's a lot of things you have to learn. And I was struggling to grasp onto that after Onyx Storm. So I put it down. I picked this up. I finished this. I finished these in like an hour. They're mostly pictures. But it just is like a palette cleanser. It just clears away all of the fantasy stuff so I can focus on the new book. Speaking of which, we are reading The Hurricane Wars for February. And I am listening to this one. I am up to chapter 15. And it's getting really good. There was a twist that I didn't see coming already. So now I'm paying attention. There's a lot of world building at the beginning. So if you're struggling to read this, I get it. I was too. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of things you have to learn. And that's true with any kind of new fantasy book. Some of them lean really heavily into the fantasy. Some of them don't. This one is leaning really heavy into the fantasy. So again, lots of world building, lots of magic systems that you have to learn. But it's getting good and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying listening to it because I can work in the dye studio and get it read. So yeah, I'm up to chapter 15 on that. It's going well. I'm also usually about an hour to an hour and a half before bed, I will read a couple of chapters of A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This is the second in the series so far. The first one was called, oh gosh, what was the first one called? It's the Tomes and Tea series. I cannot think of what the first one was called. Anyway, oh, Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. I knew it would come to me. I loved it. It was just very cozy fantasy, low stakes. There's a little bit of a quest going on, but you're not having to learn all this world building and the magic and all of that stuff. So easier to read. So I'm enjoying reading this before I go to bed because I don't have to think too much. It's a good way to wind down my evening. So that's it. That's it for book chat. So I guess we're moving into closing. Let's chat. What are you working on this week? Have you started anything new? Have you cast on anything new? Tell me about it down below. What are you reading this week? If you're a reader, are you reading The Hurricane Wars with us? Are you following along? I did open in the Discord. I did open a separate thread. So there's a thread for our January book, A Dawn of Onyx, and now there's a thread for The Hurricane Wars, our February book. I will do that through the whole year. I will open a thread for each book. That way, if you're not done with one of the month's books and other people are, you can still chat about it in that thread and it won't be spoiled for you. So I will open that every month with the new book. I've also opened a couple other threads where we can talk about our whips and show off our finished objects. Let me know if there's anything else that you want to chat about on the Discord. It doesn't have to be, the Discord doesn't have to simply be for club and for the books that we're reading. It can be for anything. What do you want to chat about? Let me know and I'll add new threads if there's other things that you want to discuss. Yeah, we can expand it as we see fit. I think that's all I have for you this week. It's kind of a short one. We've just been super busy in the studio, getting everything dyed, adding 4 new bases while also redoing an entire new trailer is a lot. Our first show is in a little over a month. We'll be in Nashville for Nash Yarn Fest. I'm very excited. I've never been to Nashville, so I'm very excited to go and take the trailer. But it's just been a lot of work getting everything dyed and filling in our normal bases. So yeah, it's been a lot. Today is not a die day. Today is an admin day. So yeah, I'm filming this. It's Friday. It's actually a day later than I normally film. I usually try to film on Thursdays, but it is Friday, February 7th. Yeah, it's just been a busy week, folks. So I hope you're all well. Let's just remember to be kind to each other. Let's try to find joy in our making, in our reading. Let's just try to find joy wherever we can. And let's just try to lead with kindness, lead with empathy. You never know what someone else is going through. And, you know, it's a crazy time right now. So let's just try to remember to be kind. Stop the doom scrolling. I have had to do the same thing. Put the phone away like 2 hours before bed and just stick my nose in a book. But take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, just thank you for joining me again this week. We're over 100 subscribers, so I'm so happy about that. If you are watching and are not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Please click the like button if you liked this episode and you want to see more from me. And yeah, I will see you next week, same time, same place. And until then, happy making. Bye.